In just 5 months, I have created an amazing, edible, self-sufficient garden. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I got there so you can get there too. But what if I told you you could get there even faster than me? And I started mine in one of the coldest, wettest winters I've ever known. Actually, we were even having floods. But I never gave up my edible garden, and now it's paying off. So welcome to Marty's Garden and my homestead, and a place where you can learn how to grow amazing food and become more self-sufficient. So the beginning, the start's really simple, and you guys, you can do this too. You just start off with some leafy greens, shallow rooted, quick growing, and get your herbs going. And if you're into it, some microgreens. Now, what I've done here for my next step is I've started a bale garden. So I'm building soils here, getting all the worms and microbes and good bacteria and fungi and everything in, planting in top. And like just in this little space, I've got some strawberries, I've got some garlic chives, I've got some curly leaf parsley, I've got some oregano, I've got some thyme. It's just amazing. And at the bottom, I've got coriander growing along the edges. And it's just in this one little space. And we haven't even shown you the rest of the garden yet. Right at the end of the bale, I've strategically planted and placed some pot plants because they'll actually drain the water out into the subsoil down below, keeping this wet behind the bale. And this will bring more worms in, it will bring more good bacteria in, things like that, really build up this soil. So I build out one space that's all working in harmony together. Now this pot has a beautiful indigo cherry tomato growing in the back. It is just insane. It's one of my favorite looking tomato plants, and we're about to harvest some to get ready to eat. There's also in the pot, so we're using space, is this flat leaf parsley. So it's planted together, parsley and tomato, they're a companion, along with basil. And over to the side, to the left here, we've got button squash, yellow button squash, and they're just absolutely pumping out. Now it's been a bit wet, so we're getting a bit of sooty mold on the leaves, but we're still getting lots of food just out of this little space. And I've only moved a couple of feet forward from the first part of the garden that I've shown you. We're still moving along into the bale garden area, and we'll get to the, well, we've got these raised beds I'm leaning up against now, and we'll give you a look at those in a minute. Now, what we're growing out of here is zucchinis. So the bales have actually cured a bit, they've conditioned quite well, and they're great for growing things like squashes, zucchinis and stuff like that. They just absolutely go mental on the stuff, and it's cured enough for the tomatoes to move in. All the shallow rooted plants, they're pretty much over. They've all gone to seed and stuff. We've got basil growing in here, and I've started to tie up the tomatoes. Now, it hasn't been the best season for growing tomatoes. It's been a bit cold because we're in this La Nina event at the moment, but still getting cherry tomatoes out of here, and they produce food really fast, much quicker than a larger tomato. But we do have some larger tomatoes at the end of the bale, which is strategically placed a bit like the other one that I was just talking about before. But through here, man, this is just harvest time. Like, this continual space has produced so much food for me. Now we're getting zucchinis, the basil to make pesto and different stir fries and things like that. So it's just a win-win situation. And soon I will be planting red papayas in here as soon as it gets warm enough. It's really not warm enough for papaya at the moment, but that's the next stage of the self-sufficiency garden that's going on here. And man, I'm getting more food than I can eat. I'm handing zucchinis over the fence at the moment. This is the bed number 2. Now this bed also will drop away quite quickly, but as I said, I'm going to be backfilling it, worm farming in here, doing lots of really cool stuff. We planted some beans in here to get the inoculates for the good bacteria in here to start producing nitrogen. We've got some zucchini, some button squash, we've got some chilies going on. I actually like the jalapeno chilies because they're not so hot, but I'm finding the chilies are growing quite good in here, so we might plan out some others and see how they go. Got some lettuce. It's a bit late in the season for lettuce. I'm really pushing the envelope with the lettuce, but we're trying. I'm coming out and spraying them like every few hours with water to stop them from getting heat stroke. And yeah, we'll see how they go. Hopefully they taste all right and they're not too bitter. Got some marigolds in the center here, and that keeps away the nematodes and things in the soil, the bad ones. It repels them, and we collect seed from that. It's a great companion plant to bring in the insects and the good bugs and stuff, and they look really nice as well. So we'll be saving the flowers and collecting seed from those. At the back here, we've got some corn growing. Now, I don't know if the soil depth's going to be deep enough for corn. We will just have to wait and see, and even if the summer this year is going to be hot enough for them, but it's worth a shot to give it a go. If not, I'll just plant more tomatoes, herbs and other things as the season progresses. I'll get more of an idea. I'm trying to really work with the season right now and just build up these beds. So I've got a bit of a way to go. Now the third bed, it's not even full yet, but I pulled some cherry tomatoes out of the plants, put them in there, out of the pot, sorry, placed them in there and put more compost and stuff around, worm castings and mushroom compost, and I think they're gonna do okay. Oh, so I just had to chase the chickens away. They're around the bottom of my fruit trees kicking away the new compost that I just put down. Geez, they're a pain when they get out. You can hear them now complaining after they've just had a really big feed. But anyway, let's keep getting into it. We've got 3 citrus all in a row. Now I don't normally plant in rows, but you'll see what I'm doing in the future, or how I'm creating this permaculture system with the native garden over the other side there. Now what we've got here is, wait for it, mandarin, we've got a lime, and then a dwarf lemon right at the end. Now the dwarf lemon, I don't want him growing so big because he's closer to the house. These guys can grow a bit bigger. We'll get them above sort of 2 meters. That's about it. They'll be in line with the guava and the mango, peach there as well. And look, I'm gonna have a fair bit of fruit coming out of here. And also there'll be food coming out of the food forest down the side of the fence, where we're gonna be attracting in all the birds, little finches, parrots, lizards, you know, types of skinks, frogs, all that type of stuff. Really excited to get that going and just go in, and that'll sort of self-maintain itself, and we'll get some spices out of there and Aussie bush foods. And so before you go, don't forget to watch another Marty's Garden video just above there. It's really, really cool. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it.